Hey, everybody. I wanted to say this to your face because I think this is one of those times where me actually facing you, the viewer, is important, and uh, it helps to underline my point. We'll see whether or not that makes sense as I go along. I had never really thought what it might be like uh, to have um, somebody who I guess you might call a handler. Now, what is a handler? You say what defines a handler? Um, a handler is somebody who is sent from some official source in some kind of official capacity to handle you, to do what is basically implied in the term handler and the verb contained in that term handler, which is to say to handle. Um, they are there to handle you. Now, handling can take different forms, and I'm honestly not trying to let this slip into the blue territory, but one can easily take the word handle and or what have you and go places with it. But I don't want to do that here. That's not what I'm all about here. This is a good, clean family YouTube channel. I'll have you know. So I'm not gonna take part in anything like that. Um, but a handler is somebody who it's their job to to try to keep you in line or to try to put you in line, to try to get you on the straight and narrow, to try to get you thinking the way that you ought to be thinking, to try to get you with the program. And a handler can take different forms, I suppose. You can have handlers who are very who come across as rather friendly, and you can have handlers who are more threatening. Um, but I've become aware recently that I believe that I have a handler, and that the kind of handler that I have is someone who is uh, very ingratiating. Um, look up the word ingratiating, and you'll find the kind of behavior that I've generally found to be the case with this person. Um, you know, he is somebody who seems to have a lot of respect for me. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what I've done to win anyone's respect, but but I don't think I necessarily have, or maybe I have. Maybe he does sincerely respect me. I don't know. I think that's possible. I think it's possible to be sent to correct somebody while still respecting them in certain ways. Um, so I'm not discounting that possibility. But I, my handler is somebody who began engaging me uh, in conversation online. Um, just in the capacity of sort of sharing ideas, and he just seemed to me for a long time to be somebody who was just some guy, who liked to, I don't know, like to share his thoughts, and I was fine with that. Um, uh, the the way in which the form some of these messages or communiques, if you will, started to take. I started to sense that I was definitely that he had certain notions that he wanted me to be more in line with. Okay, that's my that has been my that's been the effect that overall it's had on me. Now this is in the middle of a ton, just getting kind of blitzed with a ton of stuff, a ton of material about this, that, and the other thing. Some of which was interesting to me, others of which I was sort of like, okay, that's interesting to you, and I'm fine with that being interesting to you, but why are you showing that to me? Why are you bringing me in on this in a direct communication? Like, why are you presuming my interest in this sort of thing? And I don't want to. I'm not gonna be any more specific about it. But just think about anything, the sort of stuff that a person might share with somebody else. Nothing. Nothing obscene, nothing that would be a red flag, nothing that would make you say, "Oh, now hold on a minute, this is getting out of hand." But just sort of like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you're into this thing is this book is interesting, or that movie is interesting, or whatever." And it just sort of comes out of nowhere, and then I started to get this. I started to sense that he wanted me to go along with him on various things, and that he was trying to push me in a general direction in various ways. Um, and there was no like there was no attached threat or like you better get with the program or else. Um, it was more like this is definitely like there was this. I will say that there was this kind of like look, all people who really are worth their salt. Anybody who knows anything about subject X knows this to be true. Uh, and to use the word "no" a couple of times, like I know this and I know that, and he used the word "no" not in the way that you would use it, not in the way that you would use the word "no" ordinarily. I would never. I would say I know that my daughter has brown eyes, for example. I know. I know my birthday. I know my children's birthday. I know. I can tell you things about my children's personalities and I know that I published this book on this date and whatever. I could say that I know certain things that about my life, and you would be able to say the same kind of things about your life. When it comes to like, I don't know, let's just take something. I'll just make it out there kind of thing, like the moon landing. Okay, okay, and uh, and let me be clear. I haven't been proselytized about the moon landing, but if you're going to say I know the moon landing happened, or conversely, if you're going to say I know the moon landing never happened. I mean, you don't know that. You don't. And the that you would put it that way is, to me, a red flag. It's like, um, I mean, a red flag in the sense that, uh, you ought not use that word for that, for that kind of thing where you don't know. Like, you can say, I strongly suspect that we never went to the moon, or you can say, I strongly suspect that we went to the moon. Again, not taking a stand on the moon landing one way or the other. Obviously, I'm just trying to make a point here. You know, if you said, I know we went to the moon, unless you're one of the astronauts, then no, you don't know. You don't know. Or unless you were somebody who was close to the actual program itself, then you don't know any such thing. And you don't know the converse either. But he was saying, this person that I'm pretty sure is my handler was saying, I know this, I know that. And I got the impression he was trying to draw me into this kind of, like, he was trying to steer me through subtle manipulations of, which are, like, this this particular thing you want to steer clear of feeling X way about it because because it's been, if you really look into it, it's been proven, it's been shown that if you believe X, you're really just intellectually bankrupt. Um, Instead of saying, here's something that might make you think, that might question how how you feel about X. Have you looked at this? Maybe this will. Have you considered what so and so has to say about X? You know, but it was like I'd be getting uh, just these different things, just, and it was like eventually I got the impression that this person had an agenda for me, and that the agenda for me was to try to get me to feel to get on the straight and narrow path insofar as what I think the the, the party line is according to him, according to whatever who, if he answers to somebody else, what they want me to be, where they want me to go, what they want me to think about this, that, or the other thing. It still seems kind of absurd. I have I'm like 80% sure that this is the case with this guy, but 20% of me is still unsure. And that's why I'm not doing anything that would expose him, because nobody knows, nobody but him or and me knows, the kind of stuff that we've talked about. I think, unless he's shown our discussions to other people. I mean, whatever. That's fine if he has. I'm not saying I didn't share anything extremely personal with him because I don't really know the guy. But it's a very strange sort of situation in that he's developed this kind of compulsive communication with me. and he really wants me to, slowly it's emerged over time that there are certain definite ideas that he wants me to take on that I'm not taking on right now. That and I'm not going to be more specific than that. Sorry. I know it's kind of annoying. It would probably be more interesting for you to hear if I were to be more specific, but I don't want this video to become something that it isn't. I don't want it to be like a I think my the part of my mind that has a sense of prudence about things knows that I don't want to I don't want this to become like a like a what's the word? What's the term I'm looking for? I don't know, like a food fight, or a spitting contest or something, or something where it's like ego versus ego, where it's like you put your ego on the line behind how you feel, and like somebody else is saying no, you're totally wrong. This is although they don't say it directly. Again, that's part of what it is about this interaction that I find so weird. Um, is it's usually not uh, like you're wrong. It's more like uh, this is something you need to like. It's more like you know. It's more indirect. Uh, it's more I would say passive aggressive than that. And the thing that really okay, I'll share this much more, and then I'll wrap this up, wrap up this video. But the thing that really kind of I don't know made me wonder, or it was the first time I really started to think, is this what's going on here? Is this person a handler? Was where it seemed as though I saw his hand. A handler is supposed to be an invisible hand, right? You're not supposed to see his hand when he's handling you. But there was one case in particular where I I like came out and directly said something, and he responded uh, in the way that where he said, "I know this, I know that," uh, which put me off again because it's like, how do you know? You don't know stuff like that, not unless you're one of the principals. Like that that there was a that the CIA killed Kennedy if you were there, if you were one of the assassins, if you were, I don't know, then you can say something like that. Otherwise, you would just say, well, the official story makes no sense. Um, the ballistics make no sense. Uh, so maybe there's some way that it does make sense that I just don't understand. But from what I can gather, it doesn't look like the official story holds water, right? That's what you would say. That's what it seems like a reasonable person would say about something like that. Not, I know there was a conspiracy. That I know that the CIA conspired to murder John F. Kennedy. Um, but he said he knew, and then he said, "Why don't we do a video call, and you can talk to some other people, and that they're good people, I've got some people, we can do a video call with you and me, and there's some other people uh, that'll be there. And why don't we, really talk this over? And I begged off. I said, no, no thanks. I'm pretty tired right now. And I was tired. I wasn't lying. I was tired. I didn't really want to do a video call. But then later I thought, that's really strange. That's really strange. Why, why is he, why is he wanting to get me into a video call to talk about these different, these ideas, these things that he's clearly wanting to steer me down a certain road? Um, who else is going to be on the line? He was saying, oh, they're cool people. Don't worry, they're cool. Okay, still, like, why are we why? What would be the point? Why why are you spending so much energy on me? You and that's like the 20% of me uh, that still thinks I might be wrong. That 20% of me is saying, well, you're not that important, right? And I'm like, yeah, I know for sure I'm not that important. Um, but I don't know how to understand this person's behavior apart from that. Uh, you know, I could see him just being someone who just like I could see him just being someone who likes to exchange ideas online, but there's no real we don't really know each other at all, him and me. Um, so I don't know. So, and there's a chance he might see this video, and if he does, uh, what can I say? I didn't give you, I didn't uh, do anything dishonorable here. I didn't, I didn't give out your name. I didn't give any information about you. I didn't expose you. In you know, if the circumstance is that I'm wrong, I didn't expose you just because I just didn't. I didn't want to approach it like that, and I didn't want it to become a thing of ego versus ego. But I'm just really, I just really find things quite peculiar right now. That's all I'll say about it. And so so there you have it. If you've got any thoughts about this situation, leave your comments below. Um, do any of you have handlers? Do any of you have any of you found that someone is that you think someone is trying to handle you, and if so, how have you responded to it? If you got your stories, tell them below. Thank you very much for watching.